Like, how did your TNA contacts begin? That whole TNA story with you and TNA.
It was people think it's Al Snow, but how did I get the dark match at TNA?
Because I guess eventually, while you were already in OVW, at some point they became a development system for TNA.
Yeah.
So you just happened to be there at that point. So
yeah.
I guess that's how you got on their radar at first.
The first guy that was signed was Matt Barella. He teamed with Hernandez. Matt Barella is a really good guy. He was OVW champion for a while. He was one of the guys that all the over guys would put down, you know, like talk trash behind his back. He was the first one signed. So like, and I like always had respect for him, and he was always nice to me. And to this day, like sometimes I will say hi to him like every couple of years, and he answers me back, and it's chill. The other guy was Bill Clark too. Bill Clark was a referee at OVW that people made fun of. They made him cry. They told him the business is not for him. And I've always had like respect for him, like because like, you know, like I don't know the guy. Like I don't talk to him. Okay, you tell me he sucks. I'm like, ha ha ha. Okay, he sucks, but I don't know him. You know what I mean? Like I need to know him. And because of Bill Clark, I managed to get like opportunities with TNA. People think it's Al Snow, but it's Bill Clark. I gave him my CD. He made like tons of copies of it. He gave it to like everybody in the office, and he was giving me updates every day.
Who was in the office at that point?
I think it was like, to be honest, I don't know much.
Before Al Snow was?
No, Al Snow was there, but he was not, I don't think he was the head of talent relations. It was like Bruce, Al Snow I think was there.
Bruce Pritchard.
Bob Ryder.
Okay.
Dixie, I don't know who works in Tennessee for real. But Bill Clark got an office job, I guess, and he pushed for me big time. And I respect that, you know, like, and he got released like before I got released.
Is that what led to your dark match against Austin Aries?
Yeah, I think so.
So that was before Gut Check, you ended up having a dark match?
I think so. I don't know if it's because of Bill Clark, that dark match, I can't remember. My Gut Check was Bill Clark. My dark match, I don't know if it's Bill, but or Danny or Al Snow, like, I don't know if it's like...
Where was the dark match, at the Impact Zone?
Yep. Oh no, it was Bill Clark. It's true, because Bill Clark texted me. He goes, "Yo, you're gonna have a good opponent tonight. I'll make sure you have a good one." And Austin Aries was there, X Division champ, not booked on the show. You know, like you're not booked. Come on, bro. Like you're Austin Aries, you should be booked. You know? Austin Aries was nice too. Like I did the usual, like, you do whatever you want, sir. I'll follow. Na na na. And he goes, "Okay, I know you can do that, but like, I want to know if you know how to work." Then I'm like, "Thank you." So I started like planning with him like matches, because I knew his spots too, some of his spots, and I told him like, "You should do this shit here at this point," and he was like, no, blah blah. But, like he was nice to like.
So what was the difference between your TNA dark match compared to the WWE ones? Like, was there a big difference?
I had a match. I had something to do.
Did the locker room treat you well?
They didn't put me over really. I said hi to everybody.
Hogan was back there at that time, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, that match I remember I get out of the bathroom, I see Hogan right in front here, like on the table, really close to the door, and there was two like guys in front, and he was talking to them, and the guys, they stopped, they look at me, and I'm like, okay. So I guess Hogan knows because he's talking to them, and so I'm like, "Hey sir, man, I'm Alex, nice to meet you." Guy fade me, kept going. I'm like, "All right, superstar, go ahead, do what you gotta do." And then I won Gut Check, and then after Gut Check, it's like, "Oh brother, I've never seen a real shoot in my life. You managed to," and like it was filmed, and they didn't show it. So like I give him a hug, I'm like, "Thanks." But then after in the plane, I'm like, "Yo, but this guy faded me before. Now he says good job," and it's like.
So was that your only 2 meetings with Hogan, or?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I was mad I didn't get used afterwards. I was like, I don't know, first Gut Check winner, I can be an easy baby face, get bullied, and then, I don't know, turn heel, fight back, and wrestle better talent and get better. But they didn't want to use me. They had shows in Louisville too, in Kentucky, they didn't use me.
So you basically just collected your paycheck and were used a couple of times.
Doing the same fucking matches at OVW with the same type of talent all the time. Not all of them, but it was easy to like take it easy. It was like too like, if you watch the OVW wrestling now, you know what I'm talking about.
And what were your dealings like with Bruce Pritchard? You said you had some other dealings with him after that.
Well, after I got released, 2 months after, Al Snow called me back and he said, we're going to give you an opportunity. It's you versus Sam Shaw. It's going to be in Tampa. The winner advanced in the Bound for Glory series for the World Heavyweight title, right? I'm like, okay, nice. So my flight is at like 5 or 6, I think. My flight is at 6. I get there at 5. There's no one in front in Montreal, you know, but I don't think about the border because I'm used to flying like in the States. There's no borders. You just go in and, so the girl's like, you can't get in. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, I have a tryout in Florida. Like, it's my dream. I gotta go. She goes, it's full. You can try. I go through the first door, bro. There's like so many people. Like, it's packed. I'm like, fuck me, man. So I just decided to like, yo, sir, do you mind if I cross under? I really have a big opportunity. You know, I have to make it to Tampa. My flight is in like 30 minutes, and I have to go through you guys and through the other security. And as I was going under. They let me go through the first one. I'm like, nice, it's done. I go in the other room. There's another room with the same amount of people again, and I'm like, oh fuck, man. So I wait, and I don't have the guts to ask somebody to go under and try, but I still do. I tried and I went, but then there was people following me, I guess. And when I gave them my passport, they were like, "Sir, I think you're a threat to our economy. We need to take you back." I was like, "What?" So I guess they saw me in the cameras, just like going under the whole time. And I was explaining to him like, I got this tryout in Florida, like it's my dream. And he was like, "I don't care about your dreams, you know, like." You're dangerous right now. You're not respecting the law. And I'm like, oh God. So my flight got changed. It was leaving at 10 now. Everything was chill. So I took the flight to Chicago. When I arrived in Chicago, the flight was supposed to be at 2, but then it got pushed back to 3, and it got pushed back to 4. And at 4, when I told Al Snow for the 4th time, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be there like very late. He says, change in your gear, because the show is a bit far from the airport, and you're gonna make it like at 6, 7 on time, ready for your match. I'm like, okay. I get ready, I wait, I go see my flight, delayed to 7. Like, all right, well, Al Snow, my flight is delayed. Can we find other options, you know, like, so I talked to Bob Ryder a bit. We tried to find other flights. There was none. So I got at the show, like, it was like the end of the show. And they never used me again. I walked down, I said hi to Kurt, and Kurt Angle's like, yeah, good job tonight, kid. I was like, yeah, at that moment, I don't care who the fuck you are, you know, like, you're being stupid, you know, like, you don't even know what the fuck is going on. Why do you say that? So I was getting mad. And then other guys would, like, not look at me. I talked to Al Snow. Al Snow's like, oh, at least you made it. Good job. Then he left. All right, that sucks. You know, so then Bruce Pritchard, I see him, I'm like, yo, I came, you know, like, it wasn't my fault, you know, like, he goes, he grabs me by the shoulder and he goes, well, you know, maybe one day you might get your opportunity. And he was like grabbing my shoulder, and I got so mad, like don't fucking touch me, you know, like, this is stupid, you know, like, this is fucking bullshit.
You told them that?
Yeah, like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, if you need me, just fucking call me, or like, stop fucking around. Like, oh, I don't like your trunks. I don't like your things. I don't like the trunks. I wouldn't wear the trunks. I wear the trunks because I think it's what pro wrestling is. You fuck, man. Shut up. You know, like, give me a chance, I guess, or help me out. Stop thinking you're like the best because you run a phony business. You know, like, it's so stupid.
So basically, the flight didn't get you there on time. You felt like people were being rude to you.
Yep.
When you did arrive, and
Yep.
then that was the last time you dealt with TNA.
Yeah.
Was that the only dealings you had with Kurt Angle? That little talk that you had that?
Yeah, or I talked to him before in Orlando, and it was really nice. I think he gave him advice. I don't remember which one. I don't even think he could remember. So.
Did you ever meet Dixie Carter?
Yep.
What did you think of her?
I think she didn't like me.
What gave you that impression?
Well, I don't know. She's a country girl, I guess. I'm more like hip hop. You know, like I'm from the city, Montreal. You know, I have tattoos. I have a slang. I'm French Canadian. I have a look, an attitude. She has her likings. You know, like, and their likings are obvious when you watch TNA for a while. So.
What would you want to say to Al Snow now if you could say something to him?
I'd like to know like what's up, you know, like what's on his mind really. I'd like him to be honest. And to be honest, I don't care if he doesn't like me. I don't care if I was a rib to him. I really don't give a shit. I'd like to have a match with him so he knows what I'm all about.
And what do you think about everything that's going on with TNA? It appears like it may have already been sold, we don't know, but like it appears that it looks like TNA is pretty much done. It might go on in a different form.
I think it's about time. All the talent they used and neglected that are now making money is like obvious that you guys don't even know, maybe. Maybe you guys have too many veterans that knows too much, that controls too much for a paycheck, too much, that kind of kills your business, and they put the people with the money over so they think they're over, I guess, and they run with it. Maybe I am wrong, but at the same time, some guys manage to make a name there, like AJ Styles, you know, like Bobby Roode, those guys. But at times too, when you watch TNA, you were like, this guy could be so much more. This guy could be so much more. It's like there was always holding back because in the wrestling business, everybody knows wrestling better than anybody else. So it's like, you know, it's like, all right, tell me what I should do. I'll do it and take my paycheck, I guess, if there's one. If not, then I'll go fuck myself.
What do you think their biggest mistake was?
Their biggest mistake was
A lot of people say it was the
the
time
legends, the old school guys.
when they brought Hogan back and paid all that money.
I mean, you can bring him back, just don't all the time, you know, like, don't abuse them. Like, it's obvious. They can help, but they help the old way. It's not the old way anymore, it's the new way. The new way is more like interesting, it's faster, it's more action-packed. It's more like, I don't know, when you watch like a hip-hop video, or you watch like a crazy movie, or fighting too, you know, like, should be interesting, not boring.
Did you ever meet Wes Briscoe in TNA? He was
Yes.
also a gotcha.
Yep.
What did you think of him?
He was nice to me, I was nice to him. I didn't have the chance to talk to him, so.
Did you ever see him wrestle?
Yeah.
What did you think of him as a wrestler?
Well, when he first started Gut Check, I thought he could do better. Now, I don't know, can't tell. It's been like fucking 5 years.